it's Seth, your mild-mannered mage, and here we are, the first full week of January, and we are back with a brand new episode of Breaking Boxes. And I hope that everybody had a fantastic Christmas and a happy new year. And I am very excited to be back with y'all in 2025. Hard to believe that we are already here. And what a better way to start the new year with breaking into some boxes. And to get the new year started, I've got kind of a fun box for us to get into. So I like to spend the new year, which also includes my birthday, so happy birthday to me. The last several years I've been spending both my birthday and the new year in the Wilmington area. And while in Wilmington, my partner and I have found this fantastic game store called Cape Fear Games. Now, I've been there many times. I've actually did a video where I did a Halloween box opening of they had a trick-or-treat bundle that they did for a chaos draft, and they're just a fun store to visit. Highly recommend if you're in the Wilmington, North Carolina area. Not a sponsor of the channel, just a fantastic place to go and get some games, get some Magic product, and just hang out. They're a great group of people there, and again, I highly recommend their facility. So I was hanging out and checking out their end of the year wares and everything that they had. And while I was going through and checking out their Magic product, I saw that they had on their back wall these really funky tins of Magic product that I had not seen before. And I was like, what is this? And I got to looking, and they were called mana token sets. And it really caught my eye. And when I got a better look at it, I saw that not only were there mana token sets for every single color, so Wooburg, white, blue, black, green, and red. So they had one for every color, but the mana token sets were produced by none other than Beadle and Grimm. Now, if you're not familiar with Beadle and Grimm, I recommend checking them out. They're a gaming company, and I believe one of their owners is Matthew Lillard of Scream and Scooby-Doo fame. And he has made a rise here in the last several years with this company. Been all over the place doing Dungeons and Dragons, and has even started getting into the Magic community. And so they've started producing some Magic product. And so one of the things that they're making now are these mana token sets. And I thought to myself, you know what? I need to get me one of those. So for our opening pleasure today, I have Beadle and Grimm's Black Mana Token Set. And this just looked awesome. And each of the token sets, depending on what color you get, has a matching tin. And it comes with some dice, some counters, some tokens, and all sorts of goodness. So I thought that this would be fun to get into. So when we get back from the break, we're going to be checking out this Black Mana Token Set. So hang tight, and we'll see what we get. And we are back with this episode of Breaking Boxes. I'm Seth, your mild-mannered mage, and we are cracking into this Black Mana Token Set produced by Beadle and Grimm. So checking out the back, we see we've got the price tag right here. The MSRP on this is $55. And Cape Fear Games, again, fantastic gaming store out in Wilmington, North Carolina. Not a sponsor, just a fantastic place. Was selling it for $54. So nice to have the MSRP so we kind of know what they were getting into. And you can see listed here on the back, embracing the power of death and decay with this officially licensed Black Mana token set for Magic the Gathering. From Beadle and Grimm, based on original illustrations by Justine Jones. We get a 1 metal life counter, 5 spin down dice, including 1d20, 2d10s, and 2d6s, 5 metal +1/+1 counters, and neg1 counters on the other side, 2 condition counters, Death Touch and Lifelink, Menace and Finality, and then 10 aluminum creature token cards: Assassin, Bat Demon, Fairy Rogue, Phyrexian Germ, Merit Lage, Rat, Vampire, Zombie, and Zombie Army. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh, there we go. And when I was at Cape Fear Game, they did have one of every color. If I had the money, I would have gotten one of every color, but you know, I only had enough to get the one since it was $50. My goal is to get one of every color. And then there's the back with this coming off. Alright, so pulling this off, you can see how that is embossed. Funky token. Alright. Okay. So just going from the top. So we've got all these are individually wrapped. Ooh, these are heavy too. So here are, these are the +1/+1 counters and the neg1 counters. I'm just going to keep these wrapped up for right now. So I'm just going to drop, well, if I can get them back in the bag, I'll just keep those in there right there. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Oh. And that is nice and weighty, too. It's got some good weight to it. It is not just painted on here, but this is embossed. I don't know if you can see with the camera. This is raised and then painted. So we've got the +1/+1 on this side, and then we flip it over and spin it, and then we've got the neg1 on that side. So it is raised, so it is not just painted on there. So you can actually, you can feel the raise of the skull, and even the numbers and the plus symbols and the minus symbols. So that's really nice. Again, I don't know if you can kind of see that. Nice and thick too. Let me just see if I can get out of the shadow there. There we go. So these are pretty thick as well. So it's not flimsy by any means. And again, like I said, this has got some good weight to it. Some good weight. I'm just going to drop this back in the little envelope. So those are pretty nice. I like the little +1/+1 neg1 counters. We will just set that back in the box right there. And then here we've got our dice, our spin down dice. Again, if I can get into the envelopes. Alright, there we go. Okay. I'll try to keep this open as we look at things. Alright, so here is our D6. 1. I like the little line dash through the 1. 2, 3. Well, there's the 4. So this is the numbering has some good, it's a good font on the numbers, I think. And then the 6 is that same skull symbol that they were using on the tokens. So that's pretty cool. Here is the D10, and then using the skull symbol on the 10. And this is just a straight black and purple, and I don't think, let's see. Yeah, there's no like anything in the dice or anything. It's just straight black and purple. Here is another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another D6. Did it say 2D6 on here? Where did my little thing go? Yep, 2D6. So, except on this one, it has Roman numerals. And then the same, the 6 is the skull for the black mana. D10 again, so it has 2 D10s. Yeah. And then here's our D20, and this is a spin down D20. It is not a random D20. So that can be used as a life counter or a counter for +1/+1, or to denote the number of tokens that you have. And then the 20 is the skull symbol. So that's pretty cool. Nice little dice set. Alright. And then this, what is this? It's got a couple of things in it. Let's check this out. Alright, so this has okay, so this is our counters. This one is, well, if I can, again, get into the envelope. There we go. This is our Menace. Menace and Death Touch. And again, the same thing as with the +1/+1 counters. The words are raised on it and painted. And I'm trying to tell. It does have a little nick in the paint. So that's a little sad. A little sadness on the stack. That one's got a nick on it. And then this one should be Death Touch and Lifelink. Yep. Lifelink. And, oh, Finality. Oh, this one's Death Touch and Menace. And then this one is Lifelink and Finality. Which is really weird because looking at the way that this is worded on this Death Touch and Lifelink should have gone together, and Menace and Finality would have gone together. But that's neither here nor there. So Finality and Lifelink. And then lastly, this is, I think, some assembly required. This is going to be our life counter. And how do we put this together? Okay, so this goes to 20 on this side, and it does go to 40 on this side for commander players, and it looks like this should just pop right in. Well, okay, yeah, there we go. So, yeah. Alright. It just sits in there, and then you can spin it. To however you need it to be. So, it doesn't really click into place. It does have a thing so you can... I don't know if you can hear the little clicks as you turn it, but this just sits on top of it, and we're about to be invaded by a fin. There he goes as he slinks by. And then if you're playing commander and you're starting on 40 and then they get you below to 21, then you just pick that up, flip it over, and then get your life on 20, and then you're good to continue. Then you're good to continue. So there you go. So it doesn't really, it's not meant to be as one piece, but you can take it apart and do what you need to with it as needed. Okay. So that's kind of interesting. But really, I think the big thing, because these are all great, you have the token, or the counters and the life counter and everything, I think is a nice addition to this set. But I think the real value in this is the metal tokens. So let's take a look at those. And we get 10 tokens. 10 aluminum creature tokens. So let's check those out, and that's what these are. And there we go. So, oh, and they are actually 10 tokens. They are not two-sided. I do feel like they could have gone the extra mile and put the back of the Magic cards on this. You know, I think that would have been a nice touch. Or they could have made these two-sided. But if I feel like it needs to be something other than just this sheet of plain metal. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Okay, so let's take a look at the tokens we have. We have... Ooh, I cannot get that to focus. There we go. We have the flying 1/1 bat creature token. The 0/0 Phyrexian Germ. A 5/5 flying demon. Oh, I just realized my camera is a little off center. I'm going to blame Finn on that for when he came through. There we go. The Zombie Army. And I think this is the big one to have, and that is the Merit Lage. (2020) Flying Indestructible. And then we have an Assassin. Whenever this creature deals combat to a player, that player loses the game. Your traditional zombie. Your fairy rogue. And your vampire. And I just realized I am one short. And it is hiding right here. And it is a rat. Now, one thing that I am noticing, and I'll use this vampire as my example. I don't know if y'all can see, but there's already some scratches on these metal tokens. So, and these are fresh. I mean, you saw me peel the plastic off of this. So that would have to be done in manufacturing. I mean, I think the art on these is kind of fun. You know, to see some new... and here we have the 2020 Flying Finn. Let me get him out of the way. And here is the Plains Kitty Finn, who just wants to be a YouTube star. Don't y'all want him to be a YouTube star? I think you should make him a YouTube star. Alright, so... yeah, I think this, the rat... I mean, there's a lot of fun new arts. I mean, I feel like the zombie and the fairy rogue and the demon and the germ, like, I feel like these are all reused arts, right? I feel like I've seen these arts before. But this zombie army, the Merit Lage, the assassin, the rat, and the vampire, these all look like new arts to me. And that could just be me, you know, because I've not been playing that long. I've only been playing for about 11 years. So, but like I said, of these, I'm probably the most disappointed in the tokens, just because they're already coming in damaged. They're already coming in scratched. And to me, that's a little, you know, underwhelming. And two, for them on the back not to have any additional, like, art. There's no, you know, it could just be like the back of a Magic card art here. You know what I mean? Like, like this, they could very easily put that there, and it still be a metal card. So I feel like that's a little underwhelming there. But again, that's just me. And that's it. This is all there is to a mana token set from Beadle and Grimm. Again, the MSRP on this is $55. I picked this up from Cape Fear Games for $54. What do you think is the value here? Again, we got this. We have the 10 tokens. So we've got the 10 tokens here. We'll kind of spread this out. We have the 10 tokens. Again, taking my picture up there in account. We've got the 10 tokens. We have the cool, funky metal life counter. We have the metal lifelink death touch finality Menache. We have the 2d6s, the 2d10s, and the d20 spin down. And we have the 5 reversible +1/+1 -1 counters in this funky metal tin. Is this worth the $55 that is the MSRP on this, or should this be a wait for it to reduce in value? I'm interested to hear what y'all think about this. I mean, I would like to get the other colors in it just because, you know, I think it's kind of an interesting product. I'd like to have the metal tokens, but again, being a little disappointed that the metal tokens have already got scratches on them. You know, I feel like these Death Touch life links are really nice. The +1/+1s are nice. And then having an additional carrying tin for some additional supplies. So I'm really interested to hear what y'all think about this set. And that's it. That's everything that we've got in this this mana token set for $55. In the coming year, we're going to be doing some fun things. We've got some cool box openings coming up. I've got a full box of Ravnica Remastered. Still have a box of Theros that I want to go through. What were the others? Journey into Nyx. One of the Tarkir sets. We got some fat packs of those. So we've got a lot of fun things that we're going to be opening up for y'all. And some fun decks that I've built that I want to do some more war councils with for y'all. So fun things that are going to be coming down the pipe in this next couple of months. And, you know, I'm looking forward to hanging out with y'all again in this, you know, 2025 year. In the meantime, thank you again for hanging out with me, choosing to, you know, watch what I open up and hear my thoughts and opinions. As a thank you for hanging out with me, here are a couple of MTG Arena codes for your trouble. Again, don't forget to give us a like, give us a subscribe, follow this channel, turn on that or hit the bell so you get notifications so you know when the next video drops. And just because I can, we'll see if we can keep those there. We'll throw a third code into the mix as well. So, in the meantime, on behalf of our Plains Kitty Finn, who just wants to be a YouTube star, the Plains Puppy Frizzle, who y'all probably saw hanging out in the background as well, I'm Seth, your mild manner mage, wishing everybody some happy magicking. Y'all take it easy.